Did you know that almost 40% of dogs experience fear or anxiety when meeting their own kind? Surprisingly, our four-legged friends, despite their social nature, often experience real terror at the sight of other dogs. Today, we will figure out why this happens and how to help your pet overcome this fear. Before we dive into the world of canine psychology, write in the comments if you have encountered a situation where your dog was panically afraid of other dogs. How did it manifest? Your stories will help us understand the scale of the problem and possibly find common patterns. In the meantime, stay tuned because knowing the causes of fear is the first step to overcoming it. This topic is important for every dog owner, as fear of their own kind not only limits your pet's social life but can also lead to aggression, injuries, and stress. Imagine how much more comfortable your walks will be when your dog stops trembling at the sight of other dogs. First, let's understand how dogs show fear. It's not always obvious, and many owners confuse fear with aggression. Your pet may tuck its tail, flatten its ears, try to hide behind you, or conversely, bark and growl. These are all defensive reactions when a dog feels threatened. Some animals freeze in place, others try to run away. An especially alarming sign is if the dog starts shaking or panting excessively. It's important to learn to recognize these signals to help your friend in time. Now, about the causes. Why are dogs afraid of their own kind? Most often, it's the result of a negative experience. Perhaps your pet was frightened or bitten by another dog when it was a puppy. One such incident is often enough to form a persistent fear. Imagine, a small puppy is playing in the park and suddenly a large dog attacks it. Even if the puppy wasn't physically harmed, the psychological trauma can last a lifetime. Lack of socialization is the second common cause. If a puppy hasn't interacted with other dogs before 3 to 4 months of age, it doesn't develop a proper understanding of how to interact with its own kind. It's like a child who didn't go to kindergarten. It's harder for them to adapt at school. According to research, dogs that regularly met 10 or more different dogs at an early age are much less likely to suffer from social phobias. Genetic predisposition also plays a role. Some breeds are more prone to anxiety. For example, Border Collies, Australian Shepherds, and some Terriers are often more cautious toward other dogs. This is related to their working qualities and high intelligence. They perceive potential threats more acutely. Have you noticed similar characteristics in your breed? Interestingly, sometimes the fear of other dogs can be transmitted from the owner to the pet. If you yourself tense up at the sight of other dogs, your four-legged friend picks up on these emotions and begins to think that other dogs are indeed dangerous. Dogs are incredibly sensitive to our emotions. They literally read our mood by smell, as stress changes the chemical composition of sweat. Now let's talk about how to help your pet. The first and most important step is not to force the dog to contact the object of fear. Never drag a frightened dog toward other dogs, thinking it will outgrow its fear. This will only intensify negative emotions and may lead to aggression. Instead, use the method of gradual approach. Start from a safe distance. Find a distance at which your dog notices other dogs but doesn't panic yet. This could be 50, 100, or even 200 meters. It all depends on your pet's level of fear. At this distance, give your dog treats and praise it. This way, you create a positive association. Other dogs in the distance means tasty treats. Gradually reduce the distance, but only if your dog remains calm. This process may take weeks or even months, but patience here is the key to success. Remember that each dog is individual, and the pace of progress will vary. Some pets need more time to overcome their fears, and that's normal. A very effective method is to find a calm, friendly helper dog. An even-tempered adult dog that won't impose interaction on your pet is ideal. Arrange several meetings on neutral territory, allowing the dogs to get used to each other gradually. Start with a parallel walk several meters apart. Then you can reduce the distance. Don't rush things. Let your dog determine the pace of approach comfortable for it. Using special equipment can significantly ease the rehabilitation process. For example, a harness with the inscription "I'm afraid" or a yellow ribbon on the leash signals to other owners that your dog needs space. In some countries, there is an entire Yellow Dog Project movement, whose participants know not to approach a dog with a yellow ribbon without permission. This is a simple but effective way to avoid unwanted contacts. Pay attention to your own behavior during walks. Often, we unconsciously transmit our anxiety to our pet. We tighten the leash, tense up, or start speaking in an agitated voice at the sight of other dogs. Dogs are incredibly sensitive to our emotions and may interpret such behavior as a danger signal. Try to maintain calm and relaxation, even if you're internally worried. In particularly difficult cases, don't neglect professional help. Dog trainers and animal psychologists have experience with such problems and can offer an individual rehabilitation program for your pet. Sometimes a few sessions with a specialist yield more results than months of independent attempts. Have you ever consulted a dog trainer? How effective was it? There are also special group sessions for dogs with social phobias. At such meetings, dogs are under the supervision of experienced trainers who control the situation and prevent conflicts. This is a safe environment for gradual socialization. Many owners note significant progress after several such sessions. Don't forget about physical exercise and mental stimulation. A tired dog is less susceptible to stress and anxiety. Long walks, ball games, training ground activities, all these help the dog release energy and reduce the overall level of anxiety. Interestingly, according to research, dogs that regularly get physical exercise for at least 60 minutes a day are 30% less likely to suffer from behavioral problems. In some cases, medication support may be needed. If your dog's fear is so strong that it interferes with normal life, a veterinarian may prescribe anxiety-reducing medications. This is not a magic pill that will solve all problems, but rather a temporary measure to help the dog be more receptive to training. Medications are used in conjunction with behavioral therapy and are gradually discontinued as progress is made. It's important to remember that overcoming fear is not a linear process. There will be ups and downs, days of progress, and regression. Don't despair if after several successful meetings, your dog again shows signs of fear. This is normal. Just take a step back in training and continue working. Consistency and patience are your main allies in this process. To summarize, I want to remind you of the key points. Fear of other dogs is a common problem that can be caused by negative experiences, lack of socialization, or genetic predisposition. To overcome this fear, use the method of gradual approach. Create positive associations, control your own emotions, and don't be afraid to seek professional help. And now a question for discussion. What methods helped your dog overcome fear of its own kind? Or perhaps you have your own unique observations about how dogs interact with each other. Share your experience in the comments. Your stories may help other owners facing similar problems. If you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Click the bell to not miss new episodes about raising and understanding our four-legged friends. Share this video with friends who have dogs. Perhaps this information will help them make their pet's life happier. Next time, we'll talk about another interesting feature of dog behavior that often puzzles owners. Believe me, you'll be surprised to learn the true reasons for this habit. And remember, understanding is the first step to harmonious relationships with your four-legged friend. Until next time in the world of canine secrets.